I bought 5 products from TEMU and the exact same 5 products from Amazon to find out, is there a clear difference in the quality? The TEMU items were about 50% cheaper, although they did take a few weeks to ship. Starting with a $48 ice maker from TEMU versus an $80 ice maker from Amazon. Is it worth saving $32? We're gonna compare the two on size and weight, how much water they can hold and ice they can make, and how quickly they start making ice. The TEMU one is clearly smaller in size and probably weighs about 15 pounds if I had to guess. It's not too heavy at all. Amazon's ice maker is way bigger and significantly heavier. I mean, this is probably 30 to 40 pounds. They both fill up the exact same way. You open it up, take out the little ice holder in here, and fill the bottom with water. I'm gonna start pouring water into these and see how much each one holds. Here's our first 2 cups. We are at the max there. That is 6 total cups of water in the TEMU one, and our first 2 cups into the Amazon ice maker. And our Amazon ice maker is now at the max also. It holds about 10 cups of water. So at least the size and weight kind of lines up with how much water it holds and thus how much ice it holds. I'd say they're about equal so far in terms of which one's better. So the ultimate test here is gonna be which one makes ice quicker. I'm gonna turn both of these on at the exact same time and let you know which one makes ice first, and then show you the results after about 15 minutes or so also, and see which one made more in 15 minutes. So here we go, turning them both on. We're now about 6 minutes in, and the ice from the Amazon ice maker is starting to fall a little bit. We probably got 2 or 3 cubes so far, and the TEMU one doesn't seem to be much behind, actually, maybe 15 seconds behind the Amazon one. You can see they're all falling now, and we're actually getting a lot more at once with the TEMU one. So here's our Amazon results after about 7 minutes. We have a couple cubes. They're really small and probably wouldn't cool any drink. Here is the results from the TEMU one 7 minutes in. It finished all of the ice at once. They're a bit bigger in size, and this is still the small size from it, and this would probably cool a cup of water. So about 14 minutes in, the Amazon one definitely has started to take the lead. You can see that it kind of makes little pieces of ice over time. The TEMU one is actually finishing its second set of ice right now, but in between those 2 intervals, it doesn't make little pieces of ice. So at the now 15 or 16 minute mark, TEMU has now taken the lead again, but in between those 7 or 8 minutes, the Amazon one continually makes ice. So overall, honestly, there's not a huge difference between the two. I think the TEMU one actually makes more ice quicker, and so I'm gonna give it the slight advantage here. So unless you want a huge ice maker, save the $32 and get the one from TEMU. This neck fan was only $10 on TEMU and over $26 on Amazon. These ones we're gonna compare on size, weight, build quality, how comfortable they are, and how well they actually blow air. There's a pretty clear difference just with the boxes. The TEMU box is all torn up right here. The fan kind of comes just in bubble wrap, and it comes with a charging cord and no instructions. The Amazon box is a really nice box. It's packaged super well. You have this, you have the instruction manual with it, and the charging cord underneath there. And although the charging cord definitely feels better with the Amazon one, we're not here to compare that or the boxes. Let's dive into the product. Here's the one from TEMU, and it feels really flimsy, almost like it's made like of a super weak plastic. I feel like I could almost snap this in half right here, but it is super lightweight. And our one from Amazon feels much sturdier. I definitely wouldn't be able to break this one as easily. It feels like a way better build quality, and it's a little bit heavier, but I wouldn't say by much, maybe half a pound. They both have a button to control fan speeds. The TEMU one is right here, and it looks like it does have 5 total controls with it, so you can easily toggle between those, and then it goes off. And the Amazon one actually doesn't have a screen, but you can feel the fan difference as you press it, and there are 3 different fan modes with this one before it goes off. Let's put the TEMU one around my neck right now, and as you can see, super bendy, super flimsy feeling. Let's turn it on all the way, and I'm just testing out the airflow from it to really get a sense of how much air is coming through. And I definitely feel a ton of air coming and hitting the back of my neck, my ears, my hair a little bit. And now for the Amazon one, again, feels much better. I can't kind of pull it apart or twist it. I feel like this one rests a bit better on my neck and shoulders and has quite a bit more airflow in a controlled manner also. The TEMU one almost feels like it's just hitting my ear versus the Amazon feels like it's spread all around my entire neck right here. So the Amazon product here pretty much takes the win in every category. Build quality, size, amount of air that they actually blow, and pretty much everything else aside from price. I'm gonna say Amazon is the winner here. It's worth the extra $16. These two storage containers have a $7 difference. The TEMU version in white is only $6 and the Amazon version is $13. Over twice as much. For these, we're gonna again compare size, weight, durability, how much they can hold, if they're airtight, and if they're easy to pour from. Starting with the size and durability, they feel pretty similar. I think the one from TEMU feels like a bit of a cheaper plastic. It's definitely more lightweight versus the Amazon one has a better feeling. I don't feel like I can snap this together just by pushing. With the TEMU one, I feel like I'm a bit closer to that. In terms of size, the Amazon one looks bigger to me. It says it holds about 2.5 liters versus the TEMU one says it holds just over 2 liters. So the Amazon one's a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna try opening them both. Also, they seem to have the exact same design. It almost seems like the exact same product pretty much, which is exactly what we were going for. They open the same way, they snap off exactly the same. To see how leak-proof and airtight they are, I'm gonna pour water into each of them. I'll give each of them about a cup of water and get the lids put back on. And they're both snapped shut with water inside. Let's turn them both upside down. And while the water is definitely funneling through that pour spout as you'd expect, it's not coming out anywhere else on the lids of the top there. So they definitely are both leak-proof and airtight. And now let's try pouring from them. I'm gonna take their little cups off, which also seem to double as measuring cups. I think they've got the same labels on them. They're both 180 milliliters. And then I can't read the secondary measurement, but I'm assuming that's 1 cup. Let's pour the Amazon one first, holding it from the handle. It's a little bit awkward to pour from that handle, but honestly pours pretty well and easily. And same thing with TEMU, same situation, a little bit awkward to hold it like this, but does pour nicely. Overall, I can barely tell a difference between these two products outside of the weight and slight durability differences. For that reason, if you're looking to store a bunch of food in your cabinets, drinks, whatever you want to put inside of these, I would just go with the TEMU one. It's half as expensive. For under 80 cents, you can get these can lids from TEMU, and the same ones on Amazon only come in a 4-pack for $8, which makes them about $2 each. So what are our tests here? How easy are they to apply to cans? How much do they prevent leaking? How easily can we open and close them? And of course, is there any quality feeling difference again between the two? Starting with the TEMU one, it looks like you open and close it through this little flap. So there's the holes there and it seems to lock shut. And then I think it just clips onto the can. So you would just take it on the can right here, push on the sides, and now it's on there. And then you can drink from it like that and close it off like that. So far, this one was pretty easy to install. The Amazon one has a bit more weight to it and definitely, once again, feels a little bit better. Definitely a common theme. These ones open and close by this little clicky tab right here, so I think it's gonna seal better. And once again, onto the can, it just goes on the very top, pushes down and seals shut. So far, not really a huge difference. They have slightly different mechanics to them, but they feel pretty similar and they snapped onto the can really easily. But which one is less leak-proof? Starting with our TEMU one, I have it completely shut, snapped on as tight as I can, and that one sprayed everywhere and the lid completely fell off almost immediately. Also made a giant mess right here. Let's test our Amazon one and hope it goes a little better. I've got this completely sealed shut also. Let's turn this one upside down. Still leaking a bit, but a lot less, and it's holding on there nicely, and it looks like that leaking is also ending with this one. So rather than the pressure pushing the lid off for the other one, this one is starting to not leak at all after a couple seconds. The last test is pretty useless at this point because the TEMU one already failed us, but I'm curious to see how they both pour with the flaps open. So first, the TEMU one, got the flap open. Let's see if it drinks nicely. And it definitely does, no complaints on that. Now the Amazon one with the flap open, and this is just obviously going to work well. It's a much bigger flap. I don't know why the TEMU one has kind of grates in it, but let's try drinking from it just to be sure. And yeah, it's actually pretty nice. The little lip on the Amazon one right here feels nice to drink from versus having nothing with the TEMU one. So overall, It's pretty obvious. Spend the $2 on the Amazon one, don't save the $1.20 here and try to go TEMU. Since it's tied 2-2 right now, I want you guys to make a bet. Is Amazon gonna win the last one or is TEMU? If you get it wrong, you have to subscribe. Dryers are the #1 cause of home fires. So every home definitely needs a lint dryer brush. But should you get the $2 one from TEMU or the $4 one from Amazon? We're once again gonna compare durability, the sturdiness of the brush itself, and of the bristles, how long each of the rods are, making for how easy do they actually clean, and most importantly, how well do they get the lint out of my dryer? So right off the bat, there's actually a pretty clear shape difference. The one from Amazon is much straighter and the one from TEMU has a bit of a curve to it. I actually think the curve might help because I'm gonna hold the brush like this to really get it in there versus this one, you kind of have to hold it upside down to get it into your lint trap. In terms of how they feel, the Amazon one has a much nicer weight to it. Once again, the wood kind of feels like real wood on the handle versus the TEMU one, it feels like fake wood, and actually the wood is rubbing off on my hand. I probably need to wash it before I even use it. The other thing you can clearly see is that the Amazon one is a much smaller brush size than the TEMU one. It's almost twice the length, which I think will be more helpful. And then in terms of the quality of the bristles, the Amazon ones do feel pretty sturdy, but the TEMU ones actually almost feel sharper to me and sturdier bristles, which I think is a win on the side of TEMU. But let's go do the ultimate test and see which one actually works better. Now, because I only have one dryer, I'm gonna try and split the lint trap in half and use Amazon for one and TEMU for the other. Let's get this pulled open. And I will go for the left side of this with the Amazon brush. Just gonna go up and down into here and see if I can collect all the lint. And here's the results from about 10 or 15 seconds inside of there. Definitely got a good amount of lint out of there. But now let's go into the other side with our TEMU brush. And it's harder to push it in. I'm gonna have to use my hand to get it started for sure. The wire feels a bit more flimsy, and probably my hand to help out the top also. Here is the result of the TEMU brush. It's actually all starting to fall on my floor from this brush right here, so the bristles aren't holding it as well. So the TEMU brush pulled out a ton of lint right here, but weirdly, almost none of it actually stuck on the brush. So you are gonna have to clean up the mess that it made here and here. But overall, I think it pulled out a bit more than the Amazon brush. Now, just to double check, I'm gonna use the TEMU brush now on the left side there and see if Amazon brush missed anything that the TEMU brush picks up. And there's definitely a little bit, but I think the Amazon brush probably got about 90% of the lint total out of it before bringing in this one. And now for the reverse test, the Amazon on the right side. And once again, pretty much the same results. A little bit was missed with the TEMU brush originally, but it did get most of it. So overall, the Amazon brush is definitely easier to use and they get roughly the same results. But is it worth the $2 difference? I'd say probably not. Just go with the $4 one, get the better quality feeling one for the extra $2, and the one that's easier to use because that's probably a bit more important. That makes Amazon our overall winner of the video, but I'm honestly shocked at how close it was. Now, if you want to see me test some Shark Tank products, click right here.